Do you love horses? Is learning to ride a horse on a lunging rein a dream come true? Then imagine this. Your skills are getting better and better, and suddenly your coach says it's high time to join the others for a group ride. You're over the moon. Finally, you're going to ride unassisted without a lead. But do you know the rules of navigating in a group of riders and horses on the arena? Watch the video carefully and listen closely. Soon, riding in a group will be no mystery to you. If you prepare your horse for running faster than others, wait for the rest of the group. All horses should go out to the riding arena together. Usually, the coach or instructor checks if everything is in order and whether the horses are well tamed. Then he gives you a sign and you can go to the arena. The horses are moving in the same formation as when leaving the stable. Remember that no one can overtake others because this could end up in an accident. Horses are very often led in a particular order to prevent them from kicking or overtaking one another. When you enter the riding hall, don't go too far. Look where the other horses are and where the instructor is standing. Your horse must face the instructor. Remember not to stand too close to the other horses, as you will need space to get on the horse. Try to stand in a straight line with the other riders. Before you mount the horse, check the girth. Horses often release air as soon as they come out of the stable, so you should try to tighten it. If you're not sure whether to do this, ask the instructor. He'll help you. Pull out both stirrups. If they haven't been adjusted in the stable, do it now. Take hold of the buckle and pull the stirrup towards the armpit. The appropriate length of the stirrup for you is the length of your arm. Remember that the length of both stirrups must be equal. Once your stirrups are adjusted, stand in front of the horse holding the reins and check whether they are at the same height. Check if your helmet is fastened. Even when everything is checked and ready, never get on the horse without your instructor's permission. Everyone waits for the instructor to say, "On the horse." At this point, the instructor says in which order the horses go and who is the leader. Usually, this will be the same order in which the horses were led from the stable. When everyone is sitting on their horses, the coach gives the command, "Go left in walk," and off you go. During your first group ride, you certainly won't be the leader. You and your horse will most likely be in the middle of the group. Such arrangement is the safest because it minimizes bolting or losing the group. First, you go at a walking pace around the riding hall. Remember to breathe and listen to what the instructor says. You also need to observe your horse's behavior. Most probably, you'll get the calmest horse during the first group ride. During a group ride, the most important thing is again to keep a proper distance between horses. You can't come too close to the horse in front of you because it might kick. Don't stay too far behind either. If the distance is too long, your horse might want to catch up with the horse in front, and believe me, there is nothing more surprising as an unexpected speeding. The ideal distance is when you see the whole tail of the animal in front of you. This way, even if the horse in front kicks, he won't reach you. Try to keep that distance throughout the ride. After the first full circle in walk, the instructor might ask whether the girths are all right. How do you do that? Just lean forward inwards and try to slip a finger under the girth. If you feel it's loose, you have to tighten it. If for the first or even the second time it's too difficult for you, go ahead and ask for help. The instructor will come up to you or ask you to ride up to him. Don't worry, this is normal. At the beginning, everyone asks for help in tightening the girth. Listen carefully to what the instructor says. When he gives the command, trot, this is the moment when you keep the reins loose and squeeze the horse with your calves. Give him a sign to move forward. Don't hesitate and don't look around to see if everyone else started moving. Look ahead and try not to stay behind, while, of course, maintaining a safe distance. Once you're trotting, hold your balance and calmly move forward. After a few circles, the instructor will give the command, walk. The moment you hear it, sit in the saddle and pull the reins. Make sure to do it in a subtle and gentle way. If you feel that your horse feels like still trotting, try to calm him with your voice. If the horse doesn't want to stop or slow down, leave the group and take another circle on the inside. The horse then loses speed, and after a while, you can get back to the group. You always have to discuss such a possibility with your instructor before the ride. After such a maneuver, you get back to your place in the group. To the command, change of direction across the school after the leader. All of the group change direction by going across the diagonal from the nearest corner. Once you're on the other side, you start riding in another direction. Don't worry, you won't lose track following the leader. Remember the principle of keeping distance and changing the leg in rising trot once you ride in the opposite direction. If the instructor asks you to change direction across the school freely, that is when everyone crosses the hall as they wish. Always remember to pass other riders on the left side. Even during the first lessons, the instructor may ask you to perform some riding figures in walk. For example, a small or large circle, the so-called vault or a serpentine, where you travel back and forth across the arena. During the first individual ride, you're not likely to gallop, but you'll soon start to learn how to do that. So what is the safe way of galloping around the arena? The most common method, usually recommended by the instructors, is the controlled ride up to the last horse in group. In gallop, the most important thing is to hold your horse. When the rider in front of you has already started galloping, you continue trotting. Once he reaches the last rider of the group, you give the horse a signal to start galloping. It is very important not to let the horse just speed up. You must let him know that you're now changing gait from trot to gallop. It is equally important to gallop in the correct lead, where the inside front leg reaches farther forwards. When galloping, sit in the saddle and enjoy the wind in your hair. Galloping in a wonderful gait, where you and your horse can get off the ground for a little while. When you are close to the last rider in the group, gently go into a trot and calmly ride up to him. Almost every horse rider dreams of jumping. Even if you are not very much into this discipline, it's a good thing to be able to overcome an obstacle if you encounter one. For example, while riding in the field. So, how do you start? With jumping over poles lying on the ground. First in walk, then in trot. A very important rule is not to try to overtake the obstacle when another horse is doing it. Only when your instructor calls you, Approach the obstacle perpendicularly to the poles arranged on the ground at certain distances. Lead your horse to the center of the poles, assuming a jumping position. If you're not sure whether you are performing the jump correctly, ask the instructor. Catching your balance in half seat is a great experience for your muscles. Soon you'll be galloping in the field. Sometimes an hour's ride on horseback passes very quickly, and you might be surprised to hear the command, "Warm down, loosen the girth." It is very important to provide a proper cool-down period for your horse's muscles and joints. It's a good idea to loosen the girth by one hole in the strap, but no more. After all, you're still sitting on the horse's back. Loosen the reins, let the horse stretch out his neck to the ground. This way, the horse will relax. After a few circles in a free walk, the instructor will ask everyone to dismount. This is when you get in line with the others. The arrangement will be the same as when mounting. Pat the horse to thank him for the ride. Take your feet out of the stirrups and jump off the horse to the command, "Off the horse." At the instructor's command, lead your horse back to the stable in the previously established formation. Remember to keep the distance between horses and to unsaddle the horse properly. An individual ride is a great pleasure,